Mount Everest is the highest peak in the world, which is located in the Himalayas on the border between Nepal and Tibet Autonomous Region of China. Its history is rich and multifaceted, encompassing exploration, mountaineering, and cultural significance. In Nepal, Everest is known as Sagarmatha, meaning the goddess of the sky. In Tibet, it's called Chomolungma, translated to Mother Goddess of the Universe. The mountain holds significant spiritual and cultural importance for indigenous Sherpa people and other local communities. This video is a summary of a trip to Everest Base Camp in March 2024. Everest Base Camp is the most popular trekking destination and the starting point for climbers aiming to reach the summit of Mount Everest. It's located at the altitude of 5,364 meters. Normally the trip starts from Lukla airport and takes about 12 to 14 days, including acclimatization. Trekkers normally enjoy stunning views of the Himalaya, including peaks like Amadablam, Lhotse, and other mountains surrounding the region. Our day started quite early. We had to be at the airport at 6 a.m. The flight was scheduled at 8 a.m. The terminal is not that big. We have a few stands where you can get drinking water, some snacks. The luggage requirement for the airplanes going to Lukla is 10 kilos for the luggage and 5 kilos for carry-on luggage. So it's not a lot. I had a bit of a load, a few kilos more, but that wasn't an issue after all. It's 3 airlines that fly to Lukla Airport. It's Sita Air, Summit Air, and Tara Air. So you can see the planes that land and depart quite often in the morning, because this is when the weather has the best conditions to fly to Lukla. So in the afternoon they usually don't fly. Our luggage has arrived. Now the plane is refueling. We will shortly get inside. It's twin engine. I think it's Czech airline or Czech LED 410. So our flight has been cancelled because of the weather. It was the last flight today. So hopefully tomorrow we'll get better weather and reach Lukla. It's day 1, round 2. We couldn't fly yesterday. The first flight was cancelled. Now we're taking the helicopter to Lukla. So it's a bit easier to get there by helicopter because it flies more often. So that's the stand. We got our tickets. They need to wait. So actually they need to measure the weight together with the backpack for the weight control. And we are waiting to depart soon. So we have finally reached the helipad. That's our yellow helicopter. It's the previous group that came from Lukla airport, so we are waiting for them to unload all the stuff, and I guess we'll be departing quite soon. We are 5 people, so there will be 5 people on the helicopter. So unfortunately the whole group couldn't come in one plane, so we had to split in several planes, a helicopter and one helicopter tomorrow. So we have finally reached Lukla by helicopter. I think it took about an hour, a bit more. So we're walking towards our accommodation for today. And I guess we'll take a day to wait for the rest of the group and get acclimatized. So the altitude is 2.8 kilometers.
Feel any difference here or no?
No, not a lot.
Not yet.
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
Okay. The air is getting thinner.
Yes. You could feel that you need a bit more air.
Namche.
We have reached Lukla finally, so we're going to have our first meal. That's technically breakfast, even though it's 11 o'clock. Took some time to get here. On the way in the helicopter we had some turbulence, so it was a few bumps. We flew on the altitude of about like 3 kilometers plus minus. So now it's breakfast. To show the prices, of course it's included in the package for us, but you can get porridge with milk like 350 rupees, French toast 650 rupees, so a set breakfast, tea, coffee, porridge, toast, egg, fried potato, canned juice, fresh fruits, it's 1,200 rupees. So it's roughly $9 for a set breakfast. Now, speaking about the internet, that's the most exciting part. I got a SIM card in the airport, so they promised that it will work all the way to Everest Base Camp. So technically, if you can see here, I have at the moment no connection. Now it's the connection edge, so it's HSAP. It's a 3G technology. Let's try to get some tests. Well, unfortunately, I can't get speed test to work, but I was able to send a few messages, so technically we have connection of a few kilobytes per second. Yeah, so I can't get through. You can send a message like WhatsApp, Facebook, but it's not that good, even though the signal is high. So that's our experience in Lukla.
That's all, man.
So our breakfast in Lukla arrived. Looks very delicious. Scrambled egg, toast, some fried potatoes, coffee. Get some energy before the trip. So the second part of our group got stuck in Kathmandu, so we're going to wait for them until tomorrow. Got our rooms. It's the same building, third floor. So that's a very cozy place. We're going to have lunch now, halbat. It's rice with lentils. Quite good rooms, as you can see. very modern. So we have enough place. It's 2 people here. And a fantastic view. So we'll be staying in Lukla one more day because we're waiting for the rest of the group. That's a really nice guest house, quite central location. As well, it's very cozy. You have a very nice view and also the fireplace. So hopefully in the evening we'll get some warmth from the fire. The view is just terrific. Like you could see the Himalayas and all the places around. So it's a lot of guest houses and hotels. One important thing that you need to remember if you will be taking this trip, Wi-Fi and chargers. So in Lukla the chargers are usually free, so you can charge your phone, no problem. Also Wi-Fi is free. Later after Namche Bazaar you will need to pay for the Wi-Fi and also for charging. So there will be prices from a few dollars up to, for example, $5 hour of charging and Wi-Fi. We're taking a short walk around Lukla. So the weather changes enormously. Like it's been overcast with lots of clouds. Now it's sun again. So that's the road that we're going to take tomorrow. We have the gates. So Pasang Klamu gate. The area is quite nice. You can see the mountains all over the place. From all sides. So that's Lukla Airport, one of the most dangerous airports in the world. The length of the airstrip is 500 meters and difference in elevation 60 meters. So the overall altitude is 2.8 kilometers. So it's a bit difficult to get here. The plane that we had yesterday was cancelled, so we had to take the helicopter today. And normally they operate until noon, because as you can see it's quite considerable overcast over the valley, so it's difficult to land here, mostly because the planes come from there. And that's the end of the valley, which is very narrow, and there is no way you can get around if something happens. So they don't take any risks. The helicopters land there, so that was the place that we reached today. So that's the end of the day one. It was a very interesting day. We couldn't reach Lukla because of weather in the first day. And then we had the second attempt today with the helicopter. Actually, the trip was really nice. It wasn't that bumpy, so there wasn't much turbulence, maybe 1 or 2 times. Took about 1 hour to get to Lukla airport, so it was quite efficient. I think a bit better than a plane, perhaps, even though takes much time. We have this day to get used to the altitude, so it's 2.8 kilometers altitude. We walked a bit around. We walked around Lukla airport, around the streets. It's a lot of local residents. Today is 8th of March, so the touristic season hasn't started yet. It means that the streets are somewhat empty. The whole guest house is just for 5 of us. So it's a very good treatment from the hosts. Extremely good food. So we had halbat, spring rolls today. What I noticed that it got quite cold in the evening, so around 10 or even less degrees. I mean, inside of the guest house, because normally you don't have a good double glazed insulated windows or the walls. And what is happening, that they bring a lot of firewood, so we actually use the fireplace to get warmer. So now I can see that it's around 17 degrees. I printed this small thermometer just to be sure what is the temperature outside and inside. When it comes to the internet access, so I bought Ncell in Kathmandu airport. It was working quite good, so I got like 4G in Kathmandu. Here the speed was extremely bad, like it was a few kilobytes per second, even though there were like peaks where I could get perhaps 3-4 megabit per second, but it's up and down, so I couldn't measure again actually the speed of the internet, of the mobile internet, using speed test. This guest house provides free access to the internet, charging, and also hot shower. So the Wi-Fi is quite good actually. So I got nearly 3 megabit per second download and 0.3 megabit per second upload speed. So it's quite good. At the same time, the internet drops a lot. So you could talk on the, for example, WhatsApp or other messengers, and then you get a lot of drops or disconnections. So I can see that actually the ping is nearly 1 second. Of course, it depends. It can be a bit better, it can be a bit worse. So it was a good day. We hope our second part of the group will come tomorrow morning, maybe with a helicopter, maybe actually 2 helicopters, because the helicopter only takes 5 people inside, and that we can make a next step in our trip. So that's the fireplace that we used, and it was quite warm actually, so about 20 degrees in the evening. They started at about 4 or 5 in the afternoon, right before our dinner, so it helped to keep this room warm. It actually felt like a sauna after some time. Yeah, so don't be afraid if you think it's very cold inside. So we still need to see how it will be in the rooms, because the rooms do not have any types of heating or warming panels or anything like that. The host provide actually thermos with hot water, so if you have hot bag, that can be a good option. The airport is located right in the middle of the village. You can see it's the terminal, departure arrival terminal. It's very simple. It's just 4 landing pads here, or parking pads. I think the first flights today were about 6:30 or 7. So when it's bright outside, and then they can see the whole valley ahead. There were some statistics on the internet that yearly it's more than 100,000 tourists that come here to Lukla to hike, to trek to Everest Base Camp and to Everest. The challenge is that the weather changes enormously. So there was a statistics that 50% of the flights usually got cancelled. Like, for example, we tried to reach Lukla and the flight was cancelled. So that was the flight number 3. So the first 2 flights, they departed successfully. So if you travel to Everest Base Camp, just be ready for a few more days of waiting and trying to find an option to get to Lukla. I've heard it's a bit easier when you're traveling back from Lukla to Kathmandu. Know the famous story about Tenzing Norgay and Sir Edmund Hillary and their exploration of the Everest, because they're known for the first documented trip to the mountain Everest in 1953. So that was 29th of May 1953. They made a first documented trip to Mount Everest, and the whole area received a huge development push after that. So Sir Edmund Hillary invested a lot of resources, money in the development of the infrastructure, schools. The airstrip was built here in 1964. It was soil airstrip at that time. Unfortunately, the mountains here are too fragile, so they needed to find some solution, and they put asphalt. They paved it in 1974, and later it was also named 2008 in behalf of the Tenzing Norgay. So you can see the name of the airport, Tenzing Hillary Airport, Lukla. So now it's the hub that most of the people take when they hike towards Everest. Everest Base Camp is roughly 53 kilometers hike north. So Namche Bazaar is somewhere in that direction. As you can see, already quite high mountains, 5-6 kilometers. Tenzing and Hillary, they're very important figures in this city. As you can see, it's a very good place to make photos in front of the mountains, like 6,000 peaks. And also there is a monument. So both of them standing in front of the airport, so you can take a really nice pictures. So this is the story how hike to Everest changed the valley, basically the region, how it brought a lot of tourists that developed the infrastructure. So I've been told it's 500 people who live here permanently, so local residents, and of course it brings a lot of workplaces for them. They work as porters, staff in the guest houses, and so on. Right, so after 3 days we have started our trip. It's 3 hours hike to Phakding village. It's a very beautiful suspension bridge. The weather is not too good. We have some overcast. Hopefully it won't rain. We're all happy that we can finally start this trip. It took a few days to get everyone to Lukla, to different airlines, helicopter. So yeah, it didn't kill our motivation though. Will we come? Ja.
Men ikke stå på bakken.
Nei. First 100 meters towards Namche Bazaar. We need to get some tickets, registration, so they ask for our passports. When you walk, you need to keep right side of the road because the left side is used by yaks and donkeys and horses. So that's technically, the rule not to be injured by wild animals. Yeah, so it will take us about 3 hours to get to Phakding. And hopefully we will not have any rain. So we're about a few kilometers towards north. So what's quite interesting here, you have the garbage sorting facility, like glass and can, and plastic and paper. So people take care of the nature, and it's very important not to throw everything on the ground. And actually, the trail is quite clean. I didn't see any like paper, bottles. So it's a very good culture that we all should embrace.
Oh, am I here?
Yes,
No.
you're here.
Hey! Hello! Going to Phakding. Guys, rock and roll.
Yes.
Take it easy.
8 more days.
No, 14 more days.
Oh, yeah. That's the round trip. We just reached our first suspension bridge. It's really nice view. I mean, you have sort of canyon underneath, shakes a bit, but the view is just magnificent. And it's maybe 100 meters underneath. Approaching the second suspension bridge. The road is not that difficult. We are going down. It will last maybe 1-2 hours. And actually we're going from the elevation 2.8 kilometers to about 2.6. So it's not much water actually in the river. Are you tired, guys? No? Yeah.
South. What will happen if you just
They can nail.
they can nail your probably you have seen some of the documentary in the National Geography or some of those animal planets where you can see those buffaloes. They can basically kill the lions with your horns.
It's wild animal. It's quite dangerous.
It is.
So we almost reached a village called Phakding. So that's about 500 meters. So after 4 hours and about 8 kilometers walk, We reached Green Village Guest House, Restaurant and Bar. We're going to overnight here. We got a little bit rain. It's not heavy, but it's more like a mist. So we're going to eat our dinner now overnight, and tomorrow we are going to head towards Namche Bazaar. So we descended from the altitude of 2.8 to about 6 kilometers. And tomorrow we're going to hike up, so it will be ascending to Namche Bazaar.
हामी त हिजो पनि आएको नि 5 जना हिजो आएर लुक्ला बसेको पारिमा यही ग्रुप 5 जना लुक्लै बसेको आज पनि 3 जना नाइट स्टे गर्दा लुक्लै बसेको हो क्या त्यसको काँचो एउटा फर्म हो
Are you happy, guys?
Yes, I'm here. Yeah, we are here at Phakding.
Perfect.
But please make sure you don't make a too much loud noise here.
Okay, we will try.
We are not only the one sitting inside.
Yeah.
It's a very good standard. It's warm, we have blankets, so everything as in the hotels in the big cities. Very nice view. We're going to take some rest and be ready for the dinner, and also maybe play some games. So that's the third day of our trip. We are leaving Phakding and going to Yorsel. It's about 7 kilometers, 3 hours of walk. We will have lunch there. And after that we will hike towards Namche Bazaar, which will be a bit more difficult because it's quite a big elevation, a few hundred meters. So right now we are at 2.5 kilometers and Namche Bazaar is 3.4, I think. It was a really nice stay, so we had a good dinner yesterday, very nice breakfast in the morning. It wasn't that cold as it was in Lukla actually, so we didn't need to cover our heads while sleeping. So yeah, the weather is great. It's sunny in the morning, so I'm not sure how it will be in the afternoon and evening. You can see the mountains all over the valley. It's our porters packing the bags. It's about 10 kilos each. So every member of the group got 10 kilo allowance. And the porters are leaving before us, so they will reach much earlier. they're carrying the gas canisters. It's quite heavy.
I was thinking, because my mind was done, like maybe I thought you read somewhere something and then you asked me something and I was like sort of lost, yeah.
यो ट्रिप भने रामसर बोल्ने यही एउटा मात्र होला नि
आफ्नो सेफ्टी हेर्ने हो कहाँ राइट भने राइटमा चाहिँ अब राइट चाहिँ ठिक हानेर पुरै चल्दैछ गाडीको बाटोमा
So we meet yaks and donkeys all the time. They carry all possible things. Canisters, so those are normally used in for the gas, I guess. Maybe to store the gasoline because it smells gasoline. This is the main means of transportation, of moving the heavy stuff. So we meet them maybe every 10-15 minutes. So today we are going to have 5 suspension bridges. The last one will be quite exciting. It's the Hillary Bridge, quite close to Namche Bazaar. This one is not that high, just a little. We have reached Acclimatization National Park. It's a small traffic jam, so we're just waiting for our turn. And it's left about 500 meters to the place where we're going to have our lunch before we head off to Namche Bazaar. I guess we met hundreds of mules, donkeys, yaks on the way. It's the only means of transporting heavy stuff. Just had our lunch, took some rest. We are going to Namche Bazaar. It's about 4 hours. So we reached Namche Bazaar. It's about 3 kilometers left. It's on top of that hill. You can see a Hillary Bridge. Very tall, very long. It's one of the actually longest in Nepal. Right now we're about 2.9 kilometers altitude. So we expect 500 meters elevation. So it's going to be a lot of stairs and a lot of walking up, and I hope it's not too windy when we reach the Hillary Bridge, because it's quite windy here at the bottom of the valley. We reached Hillary Bridge. The elevation is 2,935 meters. We're waiting for the donkeys, mules to pass. It's about 2 hours to Namche Bazaar. So we are right above the Hillary Bridge. You could see it's all kind of stretching over there, and we came from that small trail or road like you can see here. I think we gained elevation maybe about 300 meters. It's quite windy. The temperature dropped from 20 degrees to 13, and then we are following our way to Namche Bazaar. So we're at 3.1 kilometer altitude. It's very steep. We have some animals passing by, also quite slowly. They're very careful. And we should arrive to Namche Bazaar, I guess, in one and a half hour.
So we have to take time to rest.
Yes, yes. We can relax, drink some water.
Yes.
Oi, oi, oi.
Lale kale sete gore.
We have finally reached Namche Bazaar. Oof. So that was about 15 kilometers and I guess 9 hours hike. We had a stop for lunch, for some rest, and then after that we just walked. The village looks so cozy. I mean, it's protected from all of the sides. I don't think it's that windy here. But these colorful houses, I mean, it's like fairy tale somewhere in the mountains. It looks very nice. It's located at the altitude of 3.4 kilometers, so we're going to have one day here today and then tomorrow the acclimatization trip, and then we'll have some hike also to the airport. So there is an airport on top of this hill. Now it's all covered in fog. Yeah, so the day 3 comes to an end soon. It's the 4th day of our trip. Came to Namche Bazaar yesterday, had a dinner. None of us slept really well because of headache, temperature. So that was a bit of a challenge to get rest. But anyway, we had a very good breakfast. It's called American breakfast with juice toast, scrambled egg, nice coffee. And now we're going to Everest View. So that's Everest View Hotel. Today is acclimatization day that we will use to get some nice pictures. So you can see the view is fantastic from this hotel. We can see the top of the Kongderi mountain. It's about 6.2 kilometers. We couldn't see it yesterday because it was all foggy, so we didn't really got a grasp of the landscape and the terrain around Namche Bazaar. And hopefully afternoon we will have a walk around the village, maybe to get some souvenirs and yeah, enjoy the view.
चिप्स लाएर बस्नु
So we're entering yet another gate to Sagarmatha National Park. The temperature now is 4.6 degrees. It's a bit chilly, it's not too cold. There is a sun shining, so I guess later in the day it will be much warmer. We are hiking towards the Everest Hotel with the nice Everest View Hotel. Yeah. The nice view. It's about 500 meters elevation. Tenzing Norgay Sherpa Heritage Center. And we got just unbelievable view on the mountains here. It's so beautiful. So we are right above Namche Bazaar. This is Tenzing Norgay Sherpa Heritage Center. So we're going to go inside and get to know a little bit more about this fascinating story. It's all about Sherpas and the culture. And of course the success of this summit. It's 11:30, 29th of May 1953. Tenzing Norgay and Edmund Hillary reached the summit of Everest. So in this exhibition you can see a lot of things from that period. So you can see the shoes. So Everest mountain is located across 3 countries. So the first name here is Chomolungma. This is Chinese name, Everest English, Sagarmatha, and this is Nepali. So actually the park that we entered is Sagarmatha National Park, and that's the name of the Everest. And also it's a story, I'm not sure if you can see here, Darjeeling, so that's the Indian territory, and it's the story of the Sherpas in that region. It's very interesting heritage center. It's not that big, but you can get the highlights of how Sherpa have been living, and the story of the Everest climbing. In general, the cultural meaning of this region. So behind me we have Tenzing Norgay monument. It's a symbol of a man who could reach the top of the world, the whole Nepal nation. So it's a very important figure. In the end of the valley, it's difficult to see now, but that's where the Everest. It's about 10 to 20 kilometers straight line, so without skies you can clearly see it. And from that side, we have the mountains that we just saw over Namche Bazaar. So that's a very nice view. Unfortunately, it's all covered in fog and skies. So this is Sagarmatha National Park. As we saw before, Sagarmatha means Everest, and it's the World Heritage Site since 1979. And also you can see that in Nepali there's a little bit different system for calculating the year, so it's 2033 in Nepali. So we are taking a walk to 3.8 kilometers. Now it's 3.5, I think. The trail is not that difficult. It's just mostly going up and up. The only thing is, sun is shining, so it's getting warmer. And warmer, probably we'll need to take our inner layer. And that's the place we've just been. So you can see the helicopter pad and also the museum down there. So we're going on top of that hill. That's the helicopter pad over Namche Bazaar. Just landed. We reached 3,775 meters, hiking all the way from Namche Bazaar. So you can see all the 6,000 meters mountains behind me. The road is super scenic. And in this site, it's actually there is the world most highest airport, Dingboche. So 3,000 725 meters. I'm not sure if it's operational or not. And also we have Sagarmatha next.
Look at this. I'm going to put the garbage in the
So from here you can clearly see the airstrip of Dingboche airport, 3.775 kilometers, and the helipad here. We have finally reached the Namche Panorama Hotels. It's 3.86 kilometers. And you can see some snow down there. So that's the indicator of the temperature, and also snow up there on the mountains. We have arrived at our final destination point for today. It's the Hotel Everest View, 3,880 meters. Looks very beautiful from the bottom while we were approaching it. I hope it as beautiful inside as it looks from outside.
Welcome!
Thank you, Sushil. You can get some souvenirs from here. I think it's a dining room. Looks very cozy. I think it's been built by Japanese donors because we have a lot of Japanese, a lot of signs written in Japanese. At our lunch break, or it was more coffee break, ate some snacks, and now we're getting back to Namche Bazaar. It's 1 p.m, so it will take us about 2 hours to get back. The hotel is really something special, not just the interior, the architecture, but also the view. So if you have a chance, use these 4 or 5 hours to get to this hotel. From here you can clearly see airstrip, so it goes all the way down. It's not that long, and then it ends towards Namche Bazaar. Technically it's sort of similar to what we've seen in Lukla. It's dead end, so if something happens you can't really go back, and I'm not sure if it's operational, to be honest. It was the second day of our stay in Namche Bazaar. We have back slept here. I got some souvenirs. I'm going to leave it here as well. And on the way back, I'm going to pick them up. This is where we had our lunch, dinner, breakfast. Yeah, so the guys are almost ready. So every morning and noon we got thermoses with hot water, so that we can refill our water supply. Usually it's 2-3 liters per trip. The Himalaya Basic School. That's the football field. An incredible view.
Come on, you mountain. Yes.
That's the way to Tengboche. So we're going up in that direction. So that's day 5 of our trip. We're heading towards Tengboche, which is located at the altitude of 3,860 meters above sea level. Right now we are approximately 3.4 kilometers altitude. The road will be a bit interesting. So we will go up, then we go down to 3.2 or 3 kilometers, and then we have to go up again to 3.9 to Tengboche. Behind me you can see it's the basic school. It's no one here yet, even though the time is almost 9. The weather is great in the morning, so what I noticed that if you like to go hiking and do some sightseeing, it's good to do it in the morning, because in the afternoon, evening, it's quite a lot of clouds. And behind me you can see the way to Tengboche. How are you feeling, guys?
We're feeling fantastic.
Fantastic. Enjoy.
Fantastic.
Yes. Enjoying the view?
Yeah.
Yes, very much.
Perfect, perfect. So on the way to Tengboche, we could finally see Everest. So that's the small triangle over there. Looks very nice, and actually not that far. Like, you could clearly see all the details and the snow and the ridge. It looks very beautiful, and yeah, it's unbelievable that we actually managed to see it today, because yesterday we had 2 spots by Tenzing Norgay Heritage Center and Everest View Hotel where we could see. Because of the clouds, that was not possible, and we're sort of lucky today. We also left early, around 8 a.m. So that was the strategic goal, to see Everest and to get to Tengboche around afternoon. And the view here is magnificent. How are you feeling, guys?
Good.
Good?
Finally
Good.
saw the Mount Everest.
Did you see the mountain?
Alright, so we are on the way to Tengboche. That's our... Yes, that's our guide. Now, let's see if I can zoom. Yeah, perfect. So that's Everest. 8.9 kilometers, right? No, what's the height of the Everest? 8,800. It's quite massive. But straight line is 10 kilometers maybe, yeah? I mean straight line from here, it's not that far. Yeah. Perfect, so today we got a clear view on Everest. So that's Mount Everest in front of us. It's probably one of the best views here, because otherwise it's just trails close to the mountain, so we can't see it the way we see it from this place. So here is Stupa. It's very beautiful. A lot of flags. So the flags sort of indicate luck, or the prayer flags, something that brings luck. We're just 20 hours walk from the base camp, 34 kilometers. On the way back we're going through Gokyo lakes, 16 hours walk, 20 kilometers. So that's the road towards Gökö Lakes. And we're going that way. It's our lunch soon. I've arrived at Tengboche. This is Tengboche Monastery. We're going to have a short walk because it's only open from 7 to 5. And now it's 24 minutes past 4.
यो मुनि दिबुजे भन्छ त्यसलाई चाहिँ त्यहाँ जान्छ न त प्राय पाङबुजे पुग्छ पाङबुजे फेरि यहाँबाट 1 घण्टा त हामी चाहिँ अलिकति मात्र मैले भन्ने पाङबुजे चाहिँ के हो oldest claim गर्छ हैन त यसले
So people claim
Oldest
this
monastery of the
monastery
world.
as the
claim गर्छ
oldest
अब त्यो not proving
monastery in Nepal.
Oldest in Nepal.
In Nepal,
Since
right?
which year?
Here,
500 years ago.
Kati?
Around 500 years.
500 years.
500 years. So. Unfortunately, we cannot take photos, videos inside, so I will stop the video.
Sorry,
So that's the guest house that we are staying today. It's 3.9 kilometers. We measured our blood oxygen saturation level, so it's about 86, 88 an average. Yes, we need a bit of time to acclimatize here. We've been to a monastery, Tengboche Monastery. It's a Buddhist monastery. It's very beautiful inside. Unfortunately, can't take any pictures. That will be our restaurant, and I'm going to show how it looks like inside. It's actually very modern. Like you can see the PVC windows. It's not double glazed, but still quite good.
Hello,
Hi, hi.
how are you, Andre?
It's good. It's good. I'm exploring.
Okay.
So that's our guest house. It's the toilets. That's our. So the temperature in the room is like 8 degrees. It's a bit chilly, and I assume it will be a bit cold in the morning. But one hack that you can find in these guest houses, so if you're getting the room next to the chimney, that will be warm in the evening. So that's the chimney. It's quite hot, I don't know, 30 degrees maybe. So that's a trick that you can use. So guys living in this room, they will have it warm in the evening. So that's our restaurant. Are you guys happy with the trip today?
I'm happy with the trip. Feeling a bit weighty on my head.
Yeah. Probably will be better tomorrow. It's 3.9 kilometers, so I think it has some effect on our bodies. Yeah, so it's very cozy. I'm going to have tea now, and then lunch and that's dinner and breakfast. Yeah. Now we're starting 6th day of our trip. It was a bit cold in the morning, so the temperature in the room was like +4. Some of the members of our group got cold, sore throat, but anyway, everyone is quite positive about going further towards Everest Base Camp. Had a very nice breakfast, as usual. It's scrambled egg, toast, jam, black coffee. So today we are going towards Dingboche. It's named one of the coldest villages in Nepal, according to Google. The elevation right now is 3.9 kilometers, and we'll be reaching Dinbgoche at the altitude of 4.4 kilometers. The hike won't be that difficult as yesterday, so it will be a small incline for about 9-10 kilometers. And you can see that it's just marvelous landscape around, so it looks so good. Part of the mountain is in the shadow and part is highlighted by the sun. It looks very nice. And that's the mountain that we saw from Namche Bazaar. So actually we took that road and then we went down and then we went up again from that valley down along the valley. So yesterday we did 600 meters elevation. That was a bit tough, but yeah, we probably used 3 hours for 2.5 kilometers length of this trip.
we came from there. We are following this path to Dingboche. The mountain Amadablam is somewhere there, so you can't see it because of the clouds. And the Everest is there. It's very strong wind, so you need to bring everything that you can use to cover your face and the head. This is day 7 of our trip. We're in Dingboche. It was quite cold in the morning, so I guess we got -11. It was +3 in the room. The windows were frozen. The batteries were flat. Now it's much warmer, so we're going to stay today for the acclimatization day. It will be a short hike to about 4.7 kilometers. So it's somewhere on that hill. And tomorrow we're going to Lobuche, which is 4.9 kilometers. So you can say that today is a rest day. After reaching Dinbgoche yesterday, many members of the group had headache, but this is normal for such altitude. So it's mild symptoms of altitude sickness. So we ate, drink some ginger, lemon honey tea, had a good sleep. So now it's time to reach that 4.7 kilometer checkpoint. So we reached our acclimatization point at about 4.7 kilometers. It took us roughly 3 hours to get from Dingboche to this point. So there are a lot of flags, and you can see that many of those are placed all the way down the valley. Yesterday we came from that trail, so you can see that it goes towards the city. The mountain here is Samserku. This one is Hamadablam. So the well is located there. We just saw actually the helicopter flying in and out, so it's 4.4 kilometers. At the same time, I noticed that they fly a bit higher, maybe 4.7, 4.8 kilometers, maybe from Everest Base Camp. So that was our plan for today, to accomplish the acclimatization trip. We're going towards Dingboche village, and probably we'll just roam around in the afternoon. Tomorrow we have a trip towards Lobuche, so it's from that part, and then following the trail all the way up the valley. Today is the 8th day of our trip. So we're going to Lobuche. It's about 8 kilometers. We're going to stop for lunch. Most of us got some kind of cold or headache because it's too warm in the daytime and then too cold in the night. But we don't complain. This is why we came here. And tomorrow it will be a trek to Everest Base Camp.
Really loud.
it's 9 days of our trip. It's actually a long-awaited day. We're going to Everest Base Camp from 4.9 kilometers. This is the altitude of Lobuche to 5.3 kilometers, which is the altitude of Everest Base Camp. It's a very nice weather in the morning. So what I noticed that all the time here, if you hike before 12, 13 hours, you'll get a fantastic weather to enjoy the nature, to enjoy the mountains. After that, you get winds, gusts, and a lot of clouds. About the infrastructure, we couldn't charge our phones yesterday because of too little sun, so the battery didn't charge and they couldn't provide us this service. At the same time, the Wi-Fi was not working and there is no connection, I mean mobile connection. So I bought the Ncell card, SIM card in Kathmandu airport. Well, it didn't work in Dinbgoche, it doesn't work in Lobuche, and we will see about Everest Base Camp. Today is day 11th of our trip. Yesterday we did about 20 kilometers hike from Gorakshep through Lobuche, Lukla, Periche, and now in Pangboche. So it took whole day. We had a really good sleep today because of the lower altitude. We also feel much better. The weather is much better, it's much warmer. Our plan for today is to reach a village called Khumjung. So it's not far from the Hotel View Everest. That basically a few kilometers upwards from Namche Bazaar. So we descended from Pangboche, and I think the altitude is 3.8 kilometers. And we feel so energized. I think we got rid of all the symptoms, the altitude sickness. So from my experience, 4 to 4.5 kilometers, you still feel fine with proper acclimatization. Closer to 5 kilometers, This is where you start getting short breath, a bit tired, the heart starts beating a bit faster, you need more rest.
अब चाहिँ हामी तलको दिन थाल्छौँ आज बस्ने ठाउँ चाहिँ नाम्चे पुगेको हो त्यसको भोलिपल्ट एउटा मोन्जो पछिको दिन बस्नु चाहिँ बिहान 8:30 पुग्यो बङ्गलादेशको भुटान नेपालकै हुनेछ नेपालको होइन भुटानसँग सीमामा जोडेको यो त्यतिखेर नान्लकै थियो
This is 12th day of our trip. We had overnight this nice village, Khumjung. It's also called Green Village because of the roofs. So you can see around most of the roofs are green or almost green. Edmund Hillary contributed a lot to the development of this village. That's why we can see here also a school. the green village behind us. It's down the valley. You can see all the green roofs. There, it's a small snowstorm. You can see the Mount Everest, Lobuche, and Amadablam to the next. So it looks just magnificent. It's probably quite cold on top of the Everest. You can see this snowstorm. That's why it's not always possible to climb Everest. There are windows, like time window, that you need to utilize to climb it. We're at about 4 kilometers and we'll be going towards Namche Bazaar. So it's that way. We'll spend a few hours in Namche Bazaar and we'll descend to about 2.6 or 2.7 kilometers today to overnight in one of the villages. Today is 13th day of our trip. We're going back to Lukla, so it will be a trip from Monjo to Lukla of about 14 kilometers today. We're going to stay somewhere for lunch in the middle of the day. It's a really nice village, very cozy. We got a summit hotel with insulated rooms, hot water, free charging, free Wi-Fi. So that was a big difference after, for example, Gorakshep and Dingboche. It's a bit pity that trip ends soon. So if the weather is good, we are flying to Lukla tomorrow morning. Sorry, not to Lukla. We're flying to Kathmandu tomorrow morning.
दबाई खाइथ्यो
Thank you. Sushil? Did you forget the gloves? Did you have the gloves?
Did you get the gloves?
So they...
मेरो पन्जा छु Now they're putting it inside.
Yes.
Inside
the our bags. Yeah.
So they're taking out all the bags outside and putting the goats inside the trunk.